So my name is Sam Falsoni, and kind of a little bit of a lead up into this because it didn't just happen overnight. Graduated from high school in Price, Utah, went to the College of Eastern Utah. And there I met this gentleman by the name of Steve Mimnaugh, and who was a freshman when I was a senior in high school. And we started playing our guitars together, as I recall. So it was all about music back then. And the next thing you know, we're on the river, and I meet this other gentleman by the name of Kurt Crowther, who was a couple of years older, that went to CEU, and now he's up in Salt Lake. And Kurt plays the guitar, and that's kind of how, it wasn't the Disgusting Brothers, but we were playing our guitars and singing and having a big time. I think I'm kind of looking over here to ask Mims a question. We played in a college touring group, and it was called the Sunny Morning Singers or something like that.
Right, yeah.
It was corny, and our job was to go around to the high schools and recruit students to come to all places, Price, Utah, to go to college. And we were singing Vietnam War protest songs, which I was surprised that they let us do, but we did, and had a great time. Moved up to Salt Lake. We're going to the U. We finished going to the U. Steve finishes with medical school. There was a lot of stuff going on there. He meets this gentleman by the name of Bob Rothfeder, who happens to be friends with this gentleman right here by the name of Danny Wyman. And now, fast forward, we're on a river trip, and we're playing guitars. And I believe, Danny, was it you and I, or did Crowther want to take credit for all that?
Well, I'm Danny Wyman, one of the original Disgusting Brothers. Everybody wants to say that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we were on Westwater, and I think I was with Bob, so of course we're really late. We get to camp. Everyone's in their sleeping bag except Crowther, and I had a guitar, and Crowther had a guitar, and we sat around the campfire, and we kept everybody awake for hours, but we had a good time, and they must have enjoyed it. You probably enjoyed it.
I was sleeping, but I know everybody loved it and enjoyed it.
But then what happened after that is Crowther kind of dropped the ball. And then when we got back to Salt Lake City, it was you and me at my house. We were playing rock and roll, and
I went back to Price, my parents' house, got my amplifier and my guitar, which I didn't have up here, brought it up to Denny's house, and we started playing, and then we just started adding people.
yeah, well, it was obvious. I mean, Crowther and Mims.
Everybody shows up, and we're practicing, we're playing, we're having fun, and this is the $1 million question. So when was the first actual gig? Was it here? Was it there? I think it was in Terry Holloran's basement for a Halloween party, and we played, and it was disgusting, and it was loud, and it wasn't really that good, but we had such a great time.
Well, Bob was playing drums.
Bob was playing drums. Who
couldn't have been that good, right?
Exactly. Don't say this part, but he was a horrible drummer.
This is what we had to say about Bob. He looked like he had that jungle rhythm, but when he got down on the drums, he didn't.
That's why I love this guy.
Yeah.
You know, it just comes off him like that.
But yeah.
And
I remember what Mims was wearing that night. Do you remember?
I remember he had nothing. As I
Nothing. He had a
recall.
bathrobe.
He was a real flasher. He was not a fake flasher,
Yeah.
which I didn't really like that much. But you know, what are you
Not
gonna
your
do?
type.
It's not my type, right? Anyway, I am trying to think now. Kind of what really got the band going was Martha, river running for the summer, charging groceries to the city market in Moab, runs up a pretty big bill. The city market was kind enough to extend her credit throughout the summer. And so now all of a sudden it's time to pay, I don't know, was it $2,000 or $5,000? It was all right, $2,000, okay? So we thought, why don't we do a fundraiser and see if we'll put this band together, and we'll see if we can make it happen. I think Bob bought all of the wine and beer, probably wrote it off on his taxes as charity, which he likes to do, okay?
He's a charitable fellow.
He's a charitable fellow.
No rhythm, but he's charitable.
Charitable, exactly. And he'd been eating Chinese food at Mr. Ho Ho's,
Wong's,
Mr. Wong at the Ho Ho Gourmet for a long time. So he said, can we rent the upstairs of the Ho Ho Gourmet and have a fundraiser? And Mr. Wong said, of course you can. So we set the band up. I don't know how many people we charged. We didn't charge a lot to get in, but maybe $5 or $10. Was it 25? Wow. Well, we raised the money. We had a great time. Mr. Wong kept running upstairs. You boys play too loud. Floor going to come down. Floor going to come down. You guys play too loud. He was really scared because it was.
Well,
the people were dancing.
The floor which was the ceiling for the diner,
right?
Was doing this, and chunks of plaster was falling in there. Fungungumai or whatever.
So that's how the band got started, and I guess they say the rest is history because we've done a lot of other things since that time. But it all kind of started down in Price and kind of worked its way up here. And as Mary Crowther says, which I believe more and more now, all roads lead to Price. So somehow, some way, we're all connected, and that's the connecting point. We kind of move forward from there.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Martha and Explorer, we'd still be in the basement being disgusting.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Well, I wouldn't say we really played anything, but we tried to play. I tried to play the bass and the lead guitar. And Sam, he was a guitar player, but it became to be known not just the Disgusting Brothers, but it was Sam Falzoni and the Disgusting Brothers backup band. He was up front as Mr.
Well, he was a rock star.
he was a rock star. Look at
rock
him. Yeah, he could sing and relate to the audience, and he's an entertainer, natural born.
So I have people say, they say, well, Sam, you seem kind of quiet. And then when we see you up on stage, we just wonder kind of who that person is. And we just have fun. Everybody has a good time. You're playing with your friends, first of all, playing for some great causes, but we're having a good time, not taking it real serious, especially back in the day when we said one thing we don't do is practice. But now we do practice, and we have a great time doing it, and things have been good. Things have been good.
And our motto, the more you drink, the better we sound.
So since Bob just walked in here, you guys can't see him because he's off camera, but that's Bob Slingerland, owner of Green Street, which is no longer there, but we became friends with Bob, and I can't remember what the first time that we played there, Bob.
New Year's Eve, 1980 or 79, one of the two.
Okay.
And what really happened there is Bob said, I think I can make some money off these.
No, that, and I heard you played for almost nothing.
Exactly. It was nothing.